Welcome to Lesson 9, Exploring Capacity, the liter. In the previous lessons, you learned about volume. You learned that volume is the amount of space that a three-dimensional object takes up, or how much space there is inside of a three-dimensional object, like a rectangular prism, such as this one. This rectangular prism has a length of 2, a width of 2, and a height of 2, so we learned that the formula was length times width times height. And so the volume of this rectangular prism was 8 cubic centimeters. So in this lesson we're going to learn about something called capacity, which is actually very similar to volume. Capacity is the amount of liquid that a container can hold. Milliliters or liters are used to measure capacity. Now notice the symbols we use for milliliters and liters. Milliliters, we have a lowercase m and an uppercase L, and an uppercase L for liters. So it's important that you write that the correct way. Here we have a container that can hold a liter up to this line here. Pause the video for a second and see if you can figure out how many milliliters would make 1 liter by looking at the scale here on this container. So if you wrote down that 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter, then you are correct. So you can see that in the container there's less than 1 liter of water, and if you see how high the water goes, it reaches the 750 milliliter line. So there are 750 milliliters of water in this container. Milk containers are great containers to explore capacity with because they come in all different capacities. So here we have 3 common capacities that you could buy at a grocery store. They're not the only ones, but 3 common ones. The first one contains 1 liter of milk, or 1,000 milliliters. The second container, as you can see on its label, contains 2 liters, or 2,000 milliliters. And finally, the last one contains 4 liters, or 4,000 milliliters for those of us who really love to drink milk. So here we have a couple of items that you might find in your kitchen at home, and you'll notice that because they both contain liquids, that their capacities are listed at the bottom. Now don't worry about the ounces and gallons and quarts and pints. Those are imperial measurements that we don't use here in Canada. In Canada we use liters because we are metric here. So the orange juice container holds 1.89 liters and the oil container holds 1.42 liters. So both similar capacities, but not exactly the same. So in this lesson you learned about capacity. When you fill a container with liquid and are measuring how much liquid that container can hold, you are measuring capacity. In Canada we use the metric system, so we measure capacity using milliliters or liters. And the various containers that we buy at the grocery store that hold different liquids such as juice or milk or oil or other liquids will give you the capacity written on the carton or on the label. So have fun using capacity and exploring the liter. Watch the video again and ask your teacher for any help that you may need.